Yo, what's up, YouTube? So today we got a former escort who is out here saving marriages by sleeping with unhappy husbands. Man, let's get right into it. So this lady right here, Olivia Bentley, this is her picture right here. She is a self-proclaimed sex therapist who sleeps with clients to save marriages. First of all, this is probably the dumbest thing I have ever heard, but I'm kind of not surprised at the same time. So she claims that many people, many women even allow her husband to have a hall pass to basically sleep with them, to perform demo sex acts on them. She's quoted saying, "I've saved marriages," the Boise, Idaho native told Kennedy News, calling her work life-changing. "I get physically involved with the majority of people I see. I think that's part of the appeal." The veteran sex worker, who has spent 15 years in the industry, claims that women have asked her to demo sex acts on their husbands, while some wives grant their eager hubbies a hall pass to pay Bentley a visit. I have been in a sexless marriage myself. It sucks. It is absolutely horrible, but it does not make a marriage better by sleeping with somebody else. If you're going to just cheat, you might as well just go be single. Some ladies say, "I don't always want to be involved in this, but I want to know who you are. I want to approve of you, and I'm going to let him come and see you," said the 46-year-old intimacy educator who earns a whopping $500,000 a year. If you're liking this content so far, do a favor for free. That means a lot to me. Hit the like, share, subscribe button down below. I really appreciate it. So this lady, a self-proclaimed, sex therapist, coach, whatever you want to call her, she thinks that by sleeping with unhappy husbands is supposed to save marriages. It's supposed to bring the spark back in their relationship. This does not work. You want to know why this does not work? Because if your wife ain't giving you none, you just going to go out and find some anyway. That's what this is, basically. Guys are paying her all kinds of money to sleep with a 46-year-old who just giving it out to anybody who come get it. She is open for business. Anybody who want to come get it can come get it, as long as you pay the right price. She says, "People are usually nervous, so I have to do my job at making them feel comfortable and easing them into it. I'm kind of like the guide," she said, noting that she wants the women to feel very confident and comfortable. "I'm very affectionate physically and emotionally towards the wife always. If she's feeling very good, then the mood is elevated and we have a really good time, and the husband is very grateful for the experience." While Bentley lacks official counseling qualifications, she has a master's degree. I'm a PhD. She has a master's degree in education and obtained much of her X-rated tricks while working at Nevada's Moonlight Bunny Ranch, a legal brothel. So this lady is taking her 15 years of slanging and banging whoever will come up inside her, pun intended. Anybody who will come get it, because she's been open for business. She's like a car wash. Like anyone who just want to come in and just get wet, can come and get it. She's just letting in everybody. So now, instead of working at a brothel, she's kind of gone into business by herself and basically kind of started her own brothel. She calls it saving marriages. She calls it saving the sexless marriages because the wife ain't giving them none or whatever. This ain't the kind of counseling that these people need. If your wife ain't giving you some and you out here having sex with a whole nother woman because your wife ain't giving you none, you need to have a very serious conversation. Or better yet, maybe y'all need to go y'all separate ways, because unless it's for, maybe she's got some kind of injury, maybe some major sickness, something like that. Maybe she just gave birth. Those are very good excuses. I don't know. Some women they feel like, oh, they're overstressed or whatever. I've heard some women say that, but anything other than that, if it's really not justified, if she really can't explain it or something like that, if you don't see anything physically wrong with her, I'm sorry, as your wife, she need to be pleasuring you. Otherwise, she can't be mad at you for going out here having sex with another woman. I'm not condoning it, but I understand. So the self-proclaimed sex therapist denounced unfair women who refuse to fulfill their partner's sexual desires. There are a lot of guys out here, number one, who can't even get any on a regular basis. And number two, if you are married to a woman and she is not giving you sex, I mean, we are men. We have testosterone. We need sex. Men need sex. Women need love. Men need sex. If your woman is not giving you sex, y'all got to have some serious conversations, because that relationship, that marriage will not last, because you have a need to have your sexual desires fulfilled. And if she's not doing it, better yet, if she's refusing to do it, she can't get mad at you if you decide to step outside the relationship and fulfill your sexual desires elsewhere. Again, I'm not condoning it. But what else you supposed to do? Lube, lotion, Vaseline, that can only go but so far. Especially when you are married, especially when you are in a very serious, committed relationship with somebody and you ain't getting none. Like, it's been months on months. Come on now. She goes on to say, I know there are a lot of sexless relationships out there, and there are a lot of unhappy men, she said, explaining that male clients will express their relationship discontent. Guys, we get so frustrated when we're not getting any from, especially when we're in a relationship. It's bad enough that a lot of guys are incels out here. What are you supposed to do? And see, for guys that don't have the kind of money to even pay a 46-year-old woman for sex, that's when you start getting on certain websites to choke the chick and other stuff like that, because you have a desire to release. You have a desire to ejaculate. Yes, it is what it is. She goes on to say, after a few years with their wives, Bentley's male clients have said their sex life goes out the door. I've been there myself. I was married to a woman who, after a while, after years, just refused to have sex with me. I get it. And you're staring this woman in the face and you're like, what am I doing wrong? Like, I maintain the job. I treat you well. I treat you with respect. I tell you how much I love you, this, that, and the third. But yet you refuse to give me sex. You refuse to. And I'm doing all this stuff for you, bring you flowers, take you on dates, all this other kind of stuff, and you refuse to give me sex. And how many years have we been married? How many years have we been in a committed relationship? How many years have we been living together? Now, I will say, if she's refusing to give you sex over months and months at a time, you start to think if she is giving her sex out to somebody else out in the street, somebody in her phone or whatever. It's a very good possibility, because if she's not having sex with, if she's refusing to have sex with you, she's likely having sex with somebody else. I'm sorry, let's be honest. It goes on to say, this, she said, is when the so-called hall pass is played, adding that their needs are met elsewhere, if not by their wives. We have a need for release. We have a need for sex. It's biological with men. We have a need for it. And for guys that is not getting sex out here, what's the alternative? He's choking the chicken, because you have a need to release. It's not an option to get married to a man and then turn around and say, oh, I'm sorry, I'm not into sex anymore. Too bad for you, she said. Yeah, it is kind of unfair. Yes, women control access to sex. And she wants to kind of dangle sex over your head like a cat with a play ball or something. She just want to just dangle it over your head. Oh, I decide I'm not going to have sex with you no more. Okay. how would she feel if you were like, oh, well, I'm decided I'm not going to provide for you anymore. I'm not going to protect for you anymore. Oh, no. Then she want to break up the relationship. Oh, then you a dog. You just that and the third. And oh, you just treat me like a sexual object, blah, 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 blah. And see, this is when a lot of women, they use sex as an exchange. Well, if you buy me this or if you take me out here and blah blah blah, maybe I'll think about giving you some. The possibility of sex. If you got a woman doing any of these things, it's very likely that y'all don't need to be married or be together in the first place, because she should not be withholding sex from you. She should not be refusing to have sex with you for months and months at a time. Like I said, unless she has a very good excuse. Maybe she's not feeling well. Maybe she's injured. Maybe she just had a baby. Someone, you could say, someone may feel like a lot of stress at work or whatever. Honestly, sometimes, some dick a day keeps the stress away. I'm trying to tell you. Sometimes sometimes when you pipe it down real good, that stress goes away, at least temporarily. It helps. A damn sure ain't gonna hurt. But with women, you gotta get them in the mood. It's all psychological with them. You gotta get them in the mood. You gotta play on some slow music, turn the lights down. Get some flowers or something. You gotta kind of experiment with them. You gotta get the juices flowing. You gotta warm up the oven. But if you're doing all that and she's still refusing to give you some, either one, she's giving it to somebody else, or two, she has mentally checked out of the relationship, and maybe counseling will work, but most likely y'all just ain't vibing no more, and it may be time for that relationship to end. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure you like, share, subscribe to the channel. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.